Hello everybody, this is Pablo Wegeson back at it with another YouTube speech. So thinking back in 2016, I had a YouTube video called In Defense of Honolulu Condos. But now I think what really needs a more assertive and maybe even more aggressive defense is affordable housing units in Hawaii. So you think of Hawaii, okay? It's an islands, very small islands, so there's not much space to build, and there's high demand because it's Hawaii, so low supply, high demand, high prices. But we can do something about it by building more affordable housing units. So it's most likely going to be more apartment buildings where people can afford to live in. So it sounds simple, right? Like everyone should be for the building of affordable housing units in their community. The problem is, in Hawaii, well, other places too, but I'll just keep my focus in Hawaii, that anytime there's a proposal to build an affordable housing unit, the people in the surrounding community protest against that. They protest against that because, oh, it might bring more traffic jams. I mean, traffic jams, like these affordable housing units are probably people who probably can't even afford a car. They'll be taking a bus. So there's that. Or people will protest against affordable housing units because they're going to be apartments, and oh, I don't want apartments in my community. I want my community to be just all single family houses like it was when I was growing up like decades ago. But it's going to make it look different. You know what? Good. Your community, our communities, should look a little different from what it was a couple of decades ago. We're not living in a couple of decades ago anymore. We're living in now. And living now we need more affordable housing units. That means we're going to have more apartments in your community. Well, it looks different. Good! We build more apartments again, it looks a little different, fine. You know what? It may look a little different, but it needs to be different. Things need to change. We need more affordable housing units. That means more apartments. Might make your community look a little more different, but you know what's even more? People think it's an inconvenience because, oh, we have now communities look a little different. You know what's really inconvenient? Not having a place to live in. That is inconvenient. You say that maybe more traffic jams in your community is inconvenient. You know what's even more inconvenient? Not having a place to live in. Here's the thing about this. Like, some people cannot afford, for whatever reason, to afford the apartments or afford housing in the communities that they would live and work in. The right thing to do is allow it to be built. And you know, it is even strange, okay? Because talk about traffic jams, okay? Because I mean, is that not like some communities who face more traffic jams than others, depending on how far they are from the urban core? But, and I can see that being an issue, like West Wall and Central Wall, because those are like more suburban and rural communities, and a lot of people would have to drive long distances. But the people who are complaining about traffic jams, not just them. Manoa Valley, okay, which is not that far from where I'm living at, okay? So, I'm living near UH, okay, so University at Manoa. So there's like a lot of, you go up the mountain, Mauka, from University of Hawaii, Manoa, the community, a lot of single family homes, upper class, a lot of people are upper class, and when they propose to build an affordable housing unit for senior citizens, oh, there's protests, like how, oh, but this might cause traffic jams. Traffic jams, you guys live near the urban center. You guys live very short driving distance from Waikiki, very short driving distance from downtown. And a lot of the people who live in Manoa live there because they want to be near UH, which they can walk to. Or a lot of people live in Manoa Valley because they want to live near the private schools, like Pono'o, MedPac, Marino. So what? So you're moving over there because you want a shorter commuting distance, right? Okay, so why are you complaining about traffic jams? Well, and then the thing is, this is affordable housing units for senior citizens. That means they're probably too old to be driving a car. These are people who rely on handy vans. Oh, like, now think about this. You could get old too, okay? How do you like if you're a senior citizen in the last decade of your life and not have a place to live in? Think about that. That could be you. That could be you. And imagine you want to live, find a place to live, but people protest against your place that you might live in because, oh, it might cause traffic jams. I mean, isn't that insulting? It's very insulting to be hearing that the place that you may want to live in is inconvenience because, oh, traffic jams. Traffic jams, again, what is more inconvenient? Traffic jams, which we know doesn't really have that much anyways, or not having a place to live in. And see, a lot of these people who complain about affordable housing units being built in the community are the same people who complain about the homeless. Oh, you don't want homeless on the sidewalks? Okay, then build places where they can live in. If you can build more affordable housing units for homeless to live in, they wouldn't be sleeping on the sidewalks. They wouldn't be peeing in the sidewalks. They'll be inside of a home. Simple as that, right? Of course, the logistics of the building it is complicated, but if you want less homeless, well, build more homes that they can afford to live in. It's really angry when people like get mellow. I don't want affordable housing in the community because it might traffic, and I don't want to see apartment buildings and change the character of the community. Character of the community came. You know what? Talk about the character of the community. If the character of the community is about exclusion, that's not a good character. A good character of the community is about inclusion. Inclusion. So a good character of the community is you build affordable housing units. That means you may have more apartment buildings in your community. Yeah, it may look a little different from what it was when you're growing up, but the good character of the community is inclusion. We build affordable housing units in my community. We build them so that people can have places to live in. And I also want to talk about another thing, okay? So, anytime there's a talk about affordable housing, there's xenophobia, blaming outsiders, or it's either, whether it's blaming what they call the haole, or they call the European, people of European ancestors, blaming European Americans for moving in and making it more expensive, like. But the thing is, a lot of these NIMBYs who complain about affordable housing in the community, not only Europeans. Some of them are Asians or Polynesians or other people, maybe even people with Portuguese or Latino ancestry, which I have both of them. It's like, it's not only the white man that's causing the problem of affordable housing. Stop blaming everything on the white man, okay? I mean, yes, I understand the harmful effects of imperialism and colonialism, but stop blaming everything on the white man. Because a lot of these NIMBYs also include people of non-European ancestry too. So there are people of non-European ancestry who are NIMBYs, which again is not in my backyard, that's an acronym, who complain about, like, yeah, so it's not only the white man causing problems. Stop blaming everything on the white man. And, you know, like, I'm tired of this anti-Holly bashing or hating white people. Like, I'm tired of that stuff. If they want to move forward, let them. We just need to build more affordable housing units for everybody. And also, there's also another racism or xenophobia. There's like racism against the immigrants from the other Pacific Islands, especially from Micronesia and also Samoa. I think now there's more racism against the Micronesians, and that makes me so angry when people are racist towards outsiders, like. Or they're blaming outsiders as Micronesians or Filipinos or Latinos or other immigrant groups are like taking away them support. They're not taking away anything. Like, they want to move in to have opportunities. Okay, like, what's wrong with having opportunities? Let them move in. They're not taking opportunities from anybody. I mean, we're just gotta build more affordable housing for everybody. Okay? It's not like they're not. Immigrants aren't taking anything away from the Native Hawaiians. They're not taking away anything from other local people of other ancestries. I'm tired of this hatred of any ethnic or racial group. We just need to build affordable housing for everybody, whether it's Native Hawaiians or other local people of other ancestries, or whether it's people from the continental U.S. or people from Asia or the Pacific Islands or Latin America or wherever else. I'm tired of xenophobia and blaming outsiders. It's the NIMBYs that's causing most of the problems. The people who don't want local people who don't want more affordable housing units in the communities. I think they're the ones that should be protested against. They're the ones that the NIMBYs are the ones that cause it, not people from outside, not people from the continental U.S. or people from other Pacific Islands. I'm tired of this hatred though. I'm tired of this hatred towards the low income. I'm tired of the hatred of other racial groups or other cultural groups. We just gotta build affordable housing units for everybody that wants to move in and contribute to Hawaii. Because I also want to talk about myself, right? Like, I'm born and raised in Hawaii, and my dad is from Mexico, and my mom is local, but Puerto Rican, Portuguese, German ancestry, and they grew up like poor, and when they're raising me and my brothers, they needed affordable housing units. We were lucky. We're living in a public housing. We got electricity, we got running water. At that time, we didn't feel, well, I didn't feel poor. I mean, I'm not, of course, not the, at that time I wasn't the one paying the bills and struggling to think about paying the rent, but man, we were lucky. I want other families to feel have the luck that I had. I want to see families living in tents. I want other families to be homeless. I want other families to have what I had growing up, which is a roof over their head, electricity, running water. And that's why we got to build affordable housing. So other families can have the same luck that I had growing up. We need to build more affordable housing. So if there's a new affordable housing unit in the community that's being proposed about, support it. Even if, like, hey, the traffic jam is like minor problem compared to not having a home. Oh, the new apartments may make the community look different. That's okay, because now you're helping somebody. You want to help lift people up. So yeah, so definitely want people to support more affordable housing. Give people those opportunities I had growing up, and yeah, so well, thank you for watching this video, and support more affordable housing units in Hawaii.